Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's a new year, and I'm going to get off to a great start. Been dealing with type 2 diabetes back and forth over the last couple of years, high blood pressure that just doesn't seem to ever want to go away, and I'm going to fix it. I've gotten rid of my type 2 diabetes before simply by changing my diet. The pills and the medication was making me sick. And I just talked to a friend who is now going blind in her eyes, can't see, and feet very numb, can't feel her feet. And the thing about it, it was just 2 years ago, we were all hanging out on a cruise ship, my wife and kids, she and her child, and we were laughing and partying and drinking pina coladas, just having a grand old time. And she's healthy, looked healthy. She's in her 40s, and to talk to her recently, only to discover that she's now going blind and can't see, feet are numb, can't feel her toes. It came to me as a shock. Just 2 years ago, laughing and giggling, and it's amazing what 2 years can do. And so that was a wake-up call for me. I need to get my type 2 diabetes under control once and for all. And it's really about making a complete lifestyle change, which I'm ready to do that at this stage. I watched a documentary last night on food, and I think what we're going to do, we're going to move primarily to a plant-based diet. I got rid of my type 2 diabetes twice, simply by changing my diet. So I know that it works. The pills that they were giving me made me very sick, nauseated. I really couldn't function for the pills for the type 2 diabetes. And I just think about the blood pressure medication that I've been taking for the last 15 years approximately. So I'm paying about $50 a month, $600 a year, times 15 years, looking at about $9 grand just the pills. So the pills are not a cure. The pills didn't fix anything. They didn't cure nothing. They just simply controlled the symptoms. And then the additional cost that I got by having to go to the hospital to get lab work done every 6 months, so they can make sure that the pills are not damaging my kidneys or damaging my liver. So each visit there is like $150 to $200 for the lab work, then another $50, $60 just to go see the doctor. Then a few times, when I got diagnosed with diabetes, I was in the hospital, got a bill for like $7-8 grand. It's ridiculous, So it costs more money not to get this fixed. And with health, we got to fix it ourselves. I remember not so long ago, I make a lot of money and made a lot of money over the years because I have an online business. We sell products and services and information all over the internet to people all over the world. Make a ton of money. And because I had bad habits managing my money, at the end of the year, I always seemed to be broke. It's like, okay, I made $500,000 this year, but there's only $1,000 in the bank. And I'm stressing myself out because typically things slow down during December and January. So like, okay, we gotta float things until things pick back up in February. I had more than enough money. I just managed it incorrectly. I didn't manage it properly. I couldn't, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have bad habits, you're not going to have any money and your credit's going to be bad. So it was only until about 3 years ago that I decided that I was going to take my credit and fix my credit, fix my bad habits, set up a budget, live on a budget, and it took me about 2.5, 3 years to fix it, to develop the new habit. Now I got credit cards, got American Express, Visa cards, MasterCards, all with incredible limits, and now my money blueprint is better because I know I tell my money what to do. And it's the same thing about this health. We can't outsource our health to the doctor. All he's gonna do is give us pills. We have to manage this ourselves, and it's gonna take time. Like I said, I got rid of my diabetes twice. I continue to, I get on the regimen, I follow it, and then I fall off. And again, same thing with the credit and getting my money right. It took me 3 years to fix that. So now I'm going into another year and I'm going to get it right this time because I see the devastation that type 2 diabetes causes on the body. I understand how high blood pressure causes devastation on the body. And when you combine the two, I mean, you're looking for a very destructive end. I don't want to go out like that. I want to see my kids have their children. I put all this time, money, effort, and energy into raising them. I want to see what they become. I want to see them have their grandchildren and see what they become. So I need to be around, and I got to fix this. I can't outsource this to the doc anymore. I have to take personal responsibility, just like I did with my credit and my personal finances. I got to take responsibility for my health. No one else is going to do it for me. And I've been on those pills for 15 years. And if I don't change what I'm doing now with the blood pressure and the other dietary changes, I'm going to be on that blood pressure pill for the next 15, 20, 30 more years. It's not a cure. It's simply a system to control the symptoms so that the pharmaceutical companies can continue to make money month after month after month after month. It doesn't cure anything. I've seen firsthand what nutrition did for me. It got rid of the diabetes. My blood sugar got so low, they took me off my medication twice. So it works. Now I'll admit, it was hard maintaining that diet. I went primarily to an 85% plant-based diet. And I never felt better in my life. I felt great. Lots of energy, lots of stamina. And, I'm married, even in the bedroom and getting down to the little love making, I noticed a major difference. I had more stamina, had more energy. I was able to, roll a little longer. You know what I mean? But that's what nutrition did for my body on the inside. And the problem is I couldn't maintain the schedule of prepping the foods and getting the juices ready, prepping the vegetables, prepping the fruits. It took a lot of time and energy. It takes a lot of effort. I'm having to change everything, my whole habits. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna sound a little brutal, and I'm not hinting to anybody or anything like that, but your spouse, for the most part, for most of you, your spouse ain't gonna really be on board to get on board with this new dietary or lifestyle change. So you're gonna have to be in this on your own for the most part. I'm talking about the vast majority of people, because just like it's difficult for you to change your eating habits, it's difficult for her to change the habits as well. So you might well factor in the fact that you're not gonna really get the support you need from your spouse as you start to make these new dietary changes. It just, unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. She had the schedule, she's busy, she got her own thing going on, especially if she has a full-time job. It's gonna be challenging because she's gonna have to change everything and learn an entirely new way of prepping meals, cooking, and getting the meals ready for you. So it's a lot of work. The benefit that I have now that I didn't have a year or two ago is that now we're living in Medellin, Colombia. We have a full-time housekeeper that comes by the house 6 days a week. She cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So now, instead of me trying to maintain this rigorous routine of prepping my fruits and vegetables, I can show her how to do it. So now she can prep the vegetables and the fruits and make the salads, make the beans that we need, make the smoothies, make the juices, and that will take us a long way. $420 a month is what we spend for this young lady. Absolutely amazing, incredible. And so Medellin, we initially wanted to travel the world, to see the world. And we came to Medellin, we fell in love with the city. I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna buy a place here, because now for me, it's really about quality of life and lifestyle changes. I have an abundant amount of fruit available to me for practically pennies. For example, this big papaya thing here runs about 30 cents a piece. And this is some kind of meat. Now they have papayas that are about this big, you know what I mean? Just huge. But this particular papaya is smaller and it's sweeter. 30 cents. So I'm gonna eat this for breakfast this morning. This maracuja maracuja. They use this for making juices. It's full of vitamin C, but instead of making the juice out of this, I'm simply going to cut it up in half, and I'm going to scoop it out, and I'm going to eat it, and just get filled up with this vitamin C. All these bags, I don't know what you call these, but they're very sweet, and when you peel it open, juices just start pouring out. But I got a bag of these, like 80 of them, 90 of them, $3 for the whole bag. I can eat on these. This will probably last me a whole week. And so when I get that urge, so my refrigerator now is just packed full of fruits and vegetables. I mean, that thing is stacked. I got nuts, seeds, beans, fruits, veggies of all sorts. And now I can just go in the refrigerator and just grab something out when I have a craving. So I'm gonna eliminate my red meat right off the bat. I'm gonna eliminate chicken. I'm primarily just gonna consume fish once a day in the evening time, and baked fish, red fish, salmon, tuna maybe. Might try a variety of other fishes as well. But I'm making, as you can tell, I'm going plant-based primarily, and I'm gonna wean myself off of the fish eventually and just go 100% raw. A lot of people say, oh, there's no protein, where you get your protein from? Nobody's concerned about that. They don't ask about the protein when they eat some cereal, drinking a bunch of coffee, eating some sweets and ice cream. Dairy is just flat out bad for you, known to cause significant forms of destructive cancer in the body. So, I'm gonna learn as I go. This year, I'm gonna spend my time, I'm gonna take a certification online to get my nutrition certification. I wanna learn more about this, get more deeply knowledgeable. Just like I had to learn how to set up budgets, stick to the plan, how to learn how to write letters to the credit reporting agency to dispute different things. I had to learn how to manage my money. I had to learn to stay on track. I had to learn. I'm gonna have to learn about nutrition. So this is a long journey, man. And if you want to follow along, see what I'm working on, my goal is to lose weight and get rid of the diabetes permanently, and get rid of these blood pressure medications altogether. If you want to follow along, subscribe to my blog, realfoodcures.com. That's www.realfoodcures.com. I'm going plant-based, and I encourage you to do the same thing.